Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Jordan, Colleen's Inc., is resolute in her mission to separate Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, from the Newmans and revive their previous manipulative relationship. Believing that the Newman family has tainted Claire, Jordan aims to free her from their affluent, privileged influence and guide her toward a new direction. A storm is gathering on the horizon for Claire, who relishes her newfound freedom from Jordan and has no desire to return to her troubled past. Her childhood was marred by Jordan's influence, but now she enjoys a vibrant life filled with choices of her own making. Central to this beautiful existence is her relationship with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, which brings her immense joy. However, Jordan never taught Claire the value of love and romance, and he will stop at nothing to pull her away from Kyle. After all, Jordan's dark past includes abducting Claire as a baby and convincing everyone she was gone. Perhaps she could devise a similar plan to reclaim her life. Jordan could potentially abduct Claire, leaving behind misleading evidence that suggests she has met a tragic end. It's possible that Jordan's scheme involves whisking Claire away from Genoa City, aiming to manipulate her mind once more. She might believe that by removing Claire from her familiar surroundings, she can rekindle Claire's loyalty. But what if Kyle comes to the heartbreaking conclusion that Claire is truly lost forever? This realization could plunge him into a deep abyss of sorrow, leaving him desperately searching for a way to stay afloat amidst the overwhelming waves of despair. Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, might find herself stepping in to console Kyle if a scenario like that unfolds. This could even spark a moment of passion between them, as Kyle seeks to escape his pain, if only for a fleeting instant. However, this impulsive decision could lead to deep regrets for Kyle, especially if he later discovers that Claire is alive and in desperate need of help. He may try to keep his grief-fueled encounter a secret, but the truth has a way of surfacing, particularly if Summer ends up expecting. Regardless of how it plays out, fans of Y&R can anticipate more tumultuous romance between Kyle and Claire, and we'll keep you updated with predictions on the hurdles they'll face. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. Rita Ryan has been writing since the age of 13, starting with songs and later short plays and articles. In her teenage years, she was known as Rita Lorraine and tried to get into the country music recording industry in the 1970s, and later the gospel music industry in the 1990s. Now she concentrates her writing on soap opera spoilers, specializing in General Hospital, aspires to write a series of family-friendly mysteries in the Hallmark movies and mystery style, and the rest of her time is spent being grandma to her 3 grandchildren and cat mama to Molly and Missy. She is married to her childhood sweetheart, whom she rediscovered after 30 years apart. The soap opera world of The Young and the Restless is no stranger to compelling storylines filled with drama, tension, and emotional turmoil. One of the most captivating ongoing arcs in the show is the emotional roller coaster surrounding Kyle Abbott, Claire, and Summer Newman. With Claire's presumed death hanging over Kyle like a dark cloud, fans are left wondering, will Kyle's grief over the loss of Claire draw him closer to Summer, reigniting their once strong connection? Or will it create an emotional distance that neither can overcome? Let's dive into this complex web of emotions, relationships, and the unforeseen consequences of grief. Kyle Abbott has always been a character defined by his loyalty and love for the people who matter most in his life. His relationship with Claire was no exception. Although their relationship has had its fair share of ups and downs, their bond has always felt real. Claire represented a sense of happiness and normalcy for Kyle, especially after some of the darker moments in his past. However, the shocking and tragic news of her presumed death has left Kyle reeling, grappling with the pain of losing someone he truly loved. Grief is a complicated emotion, and for Kyle, the grief over Claire's death is something that cannot be easily swept away. This grief is complicated further by the fact that Claire's body has not been found, and there's still a lingering question of whether or not she's really gone. As Kyle struggles with the uncertainty surrounding her fate, he's forced to confront not just the sadness of her absence, but also the emotional and psychological toll of not knowing the truth. Enter Summer Newman, the daughter of Nick and Phyllis, and Kyle's ex-wife. Summer's relationship with Kyle has always been a complex one. While their marriage was filled with love, It also had its share of challenges, with both characters facing personal and external obstacles that ultimately led to their separation. However, the depth of their shared history cannot be denied. Summer understands Kyle like few others, and their connection has always had the potential to be rekindled. As Kyle grapples with his grief, Summer finds herself in a difficult position. On the one hand, she's still deeply fond of Kyle, but on the other, she has her own life to consider, her own emotions to protect. Summer is no stranger to heartbreak, and while she once shared a life with Kyle, her feelings for him now might not be as clear-cut as they once were. But that doesn't mean Summer is indifferent to Kyle's pain. In fact, Summer's nurturing side might kick into high gear, and she could very well be the one to support him as he navigates the rough terrain of grief. The question is, how far can her compassion for Kyle go before her own heart becomes involved again? Could Kyle's vulnerability during this time spark old feelings, leading to a potential reconciliation between the former spouses? Grief has a way of bringing people closer together or tearing them apart. In Kyle's case, the way he processes the loss of Claire could very well determine the trajectory of his relationship with Summer. If Kyle shuts himself off from the world, choosing to grieve alone and in silence, it may create a distance between him and Summer. She may find herself wanting to be there for him, but unsure of how to reach him if he's not open to support. Alternatively, if Kyle opens up to Summer, allowing her to witness his vulnerability and pain, it could provide an opportunity for the two of them to reconnect on a deeper emotional level. Summer, being the compassionate person she is, may find herself drawn to Kyle in a way she hasn't felt in a long time. Her protective instincts could take over, and she may feel the need to be his rock during this tumultuous time. As they navigate the grief together, their shared history and connection could slowly evolve into something new and unexpected. But it's not just Kyle's grief that could influence the relationship. It's also the unresolved feelings and old wounds that may come to the surface. Despite their history, there were reasons why Kyle and Summer's marriage ended. Summer may still harbor resentment or unresolved issues that could make it difficult for her to fully embrace a potential reconnection with Kyle. On the flip side, Kyle may still feel guilt or regret over their failed marriage, preventing him from fully opening up to Summer or seeking comfort in her arms. There's a fine line between healing and reopening old wounds, and both characters will have to tread carefully if they wish to rebuild what they once had. While Kyle's grief over Claire's presumed death is at the heart of the current storyline, there's always the possibility of a twist, one that could dramatically change the course of events. What if Claire isn't really dead after all? Soap operas are notorious for bringing characters back from the dead, and in the world of the young and the restless, the possibility of Claire's return cannot be ruled out. If Claire were to return, it would undoubtedly throw a wrench into the budding emotional connection between Kyle and Summer. Kyle's grief could turn into a deep sense of guilt, and he might feel torn between his feelings for Summer and his unresolved connection to Claire. This could lead to a dramatic love triangle that tests the strength of both Kyle and Summer's relationship. However, if Claire were to return and make it clear that she is ready to move on, it could also open the door for Kyle and Summer to finally reconcile, unencumbered by the shadow of his past relationship. Regardless of whether Claire is truly gone or will return, the emotional journey Kyle is on is sure to lead him down a path of healing and self-discovery. As Kyle navigates his grief and loss, he may come to realize that his future lies not in the past, but in the present. While his relationship with Claire may have been a significant part of his life, it may be Summer who ultimately helps him find a sense of peace and closure. For Summer, the experience of supporting Kyle through such a difficult time could bring her a deeper understanding of the man she once married. Their relationship may not have had a fairy tale ending, but this emotional journey could give both of them the chance to see each other in a new light. Whether it leads to reconciliation or a renewed friendship, the connection they share is undeniable, and their journey through grief may be just what they need to heal old wounds. In the world of the young and the restless, nothing is ever certain. The storyline surrounding Kyle's grief, Claire's presumed death, and his potential reconnection with Summer is sure to take unexpected turns. But one thing is for sure, the emotional depth of this storyline will keep viewers on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting what happens next.